Have you ever wondered if all airports are open 24 hours? Did you know that most air traffic controllers don't work at the tower? Or that sometimes they communicate with pilots via text, not by radio? Hello everyone, my name is Jaime, and this is Radar Contact. This channel is all about air traffic control and the fascinating world of aviation. Today we are going to talk about 6 things you probably didn't know about air traffic control. Let's go. Number 1. Not all air traffic controllers work at an airport tower. In fact, most of them don't. Air traffic controllers usually work at one of two places. Either they work at an airport tower or they work at an area control center. We all know what's an airport tower. It's a facility from where air traffic controllers working at that same airport are managing the flights incoming or departing from the airport. So they are only controlling and taking care of the planes inside the airport or in the vicinity of the airport. On the other hand, an area control center, also known as ATC, is a facility where air traffic controllers manage planes flying between airports at very high altitudes. Unlike the airport controllers, they rely only on radar information in order to guide the planes safely to their destination. I'm sure you've all seen it in a movie. The big dark room, full of screens, the moving green dots. This is what an ATC looks like, more or less. Even though there are many more airports than ATCs, most of the air traffic controllers are based on an area control center, since their staff is usually much bigger. For example, in my country, Spain, approximately 80% of the controllers are based on an ATC, and the other 20% are based on an airport tower. Number 2. Planes fly odd levels or even levels depending on their heading. And what does this mean? Okay, so if you don't know what a flight level is, imagine them as different layers in the sky, separated by 1,000 feet or 300 meters. So when a plane is flying northbound or eastbound, that would be between 0 degrees heading and 179 degrees heading, this plane will be flying on an even level. That will be 22,000 feet altitude, 30,000 feet, 40,000 feet, 16,000 feet, which translates to flight level 160, flight level 400, 380, 260. You remove 2 zeros to take it from thousands of feet to flight level. And then, if the plane is flying westbound or southbound, that would be between 180 degrees and 359 degrees, this plane will be flying on an odd level. That will be flight level 350, 35,000 feet, 270, 27,000 feet, and so on. So that way, planes which are flying in opposite directions have 1,000 feet vertical separation at least, which is the standard vertical separation. Number 3. Not all airports are open 24 hours. While major international airports operate around the clock, many smaller airports have restricted hours of operation. They may close overnight, or they may have a different closing time depending if it's summertime or winter time. This depends on a lot of different factors, like volume of traffic, noise restriction procedures, local regulations. So if you're flying to a smaller local airport, it's very important that you check its closing time. It could happen that if you are delayed, you could be diverted in the end to a bigger airport. If the time of arrival to the original airport of destination is later than the closing time of this airport. It's not that strange. I know several people who've suffered this, so it could happen. Number 4. In ATCs, controllers work in couples. So if you see the inside of the main room of an ATC, you will see the different positions of control, the working positions. Each position is called control sector unit, and it has 2 different places: the executive seat and the planning seat. So the controller, working as an executive controller, he will be the one in charge of directly communicating with pilots, giving them instructions, speed, altitude, heading. He's the one in charge, directly in charge of the planes. Meanwhile, his partner, the other controller, will be sitting at the other position in the same unit. This will be the planning position. He will be the planning controller, in charge of communicating with other sectors, coordinating, and double-checking everything that the executive controller is doing. This double-check system adds an extra layer of safety to all the process. Number 5. Controller-pilot data link communications, also known as CPTLC. CPTLC is a modern communication system that allows controllers and pilots to communicate via text messages and not rely solely on the radio. it would be something like the WhatsApp between controllers and pilots. Thanks to CPDLC, the chances of misunderstanding due to poor communication via radio, accent, or static gets diminished. For example, the controller might send a CPDLC text message to the pilot in order for them to change heading, change speed, change level, and the pilots only need to acknowledge this message through the CPDLC system, so neither of them need to use the radio. This system is especially helpful for very busy airspace or for long flights over the ocean where the radio communication system is usually not very reliable. So CPDLC system will help ensure a clear and precise communication between controllers and pilots. Finally, number 6, English is not the only official language in aviation. Even though it was established as the main international language by the International Civil Aviation Organization, English is not the only official language. There are 6 of them. These languages are Chinese, Russian, Arabic, French, Spanish, and English. So for example, if a Chinese plane is flying inside Chinese airspace, probably the controller will speak the local language with them. So that was all. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content about aviation and the fascinating world of air traffic control. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.